Hello everyone. So my name is Sydney and I'm going to talk to you guys about my outcome study. I did a nutrition education intervention for college track athletes. I chose this because one, I have been an athlete on the track and field team here at Illinois State for the past 4 years and now going on my 5th year, finishing up this summer with my last year of eligibility. I chose this because one, I knew I had the connections to be able to utilize the team with the head coach and then being close with Coach Carter, and then overall just understanding how the team works, understanding how the schedule works, and having 5 years of experience to really come to the conclusion on what I think will most benefit the student athletes in understanding nutrition. So with that being said, this plays right into the current situation and emerging trend of COVID-19 and the pandemic. I created a fully virtual education, being that I could not do anything in person for the most part, outside of being able to talk one-on-one with some of the athletes when they had questions, but primarily everything was done virtual, as has been common this year. The other thing I want to talk about is I wanted to emphasize the #1 barrier to athletes having proper nutrition and taking the time to become educated, and that is time. So I wanted something flexible that could be flexible around the athlete's schedule. With that being said, I did notice a trend in when I would send out videos via email. We had about 10 people follow all the way through from the pre-test to post-test and videos in between. However, we did have about 25 people at the start taking the pre-test and watching the first few videos and then it tapering off. One trend I noticed is the most videos were watched when I emailed them out on the bus ride to meets. So when I emailed them out knowing people were going to be on a bus for the next few hours. People were more likely to look at their email and then look at their videos and then not put it aside and then forget about it. So that is something I noticed when doing these, just an observation. So let's talk about the methodology of what my outcome study was. We had a pre-test, I had a post-test, and in between we had an introduction video go out with the pre-test, explaining what the project is, what I want them to do. Essentially, don't study at all, take the pre-test based on what you know now, and then watch the 10 videos, which were sent out on a weekly basis, 1 to 2 each week, and it was about a 3-month cycle until I got all the videos out. And then, of course, the post-test was sent out, and then a second time the post-test was sent out again with all 10 videos for the athletes. One thing I noticed, we did have quite a bit of a dropout rate, like I had talked about. We went from 27 people roughly taking the first test down to about 7 people taking the post-test. So from pre-test to post-test, we lost half the people, almost more than half the people taking the test. With that, I do understand the post-test was sent out at a busy time, being 2 weeks before the end of the semester, or before finals week. And so not everyone was able to completely finish watching those videos in that 3-month cycle. But the beauty of this project is they now have these videos to watch whenever for the next 4 years, 5 years. They have these videos and they'll have access to them. And I'm sure my coaches will send them out again each year until told otherwise by the sports nutritionist or of some sort. But of course we didn't get to record all of that. I would be interested to know the pre-test from now and then say 4 years from now taking a post-test when it's more likely that the athletes had watched these videos completely. But overall I was pretty happy. The post-test represented an improvement of quiz scores by 27%. There's no stats on this, but it appears to be pretty significant, that improvement. You can see each question, more people got right, being white is the pre-test, red is the post-test. And here you have the average, and I blew up the average so I could really emphasize how the average score went from 55% to 83% on this quiz. I think it's incredible. I'm pretty proud about how that turned out. Future research is necessary to determine the exact significance of how these videos panned into these scores. But in conclusion, the improvement of college track athletes' nutritional knowledge was shown to increase an average testing score. The study, I feel like, filled the gap of time as a barrier. While I think it could have been better if we could have started these videos at the beginning of the year. And then also we had team meetings virtually, if being able to tag on a 3-minute video to each team meeting, so that people who were required to be there, and they already made time set aside in their schedule to make it to the team meeting, incorporating it into the team meetings, I think could also have a bigger impact and have greater participation rate. So those were a few of my ideas. Here, I'll see if I can move myself so you can see kind of my references. There we go. If you have any questions, please post them. I would love to talk about this project even more. It took up a good amount of my semester, and I really enjoyed working and creating this, and I feel like something I could build off of and others could build off in future years, especially if future dietetic interns want to incorporate this into their leadership project or their outcome study as well. But I would have to say the Will Nutrition Education videos improve nutritional knowledge for track athletes? It did indeed. However, the participation rate is what would need to be looked into further with future studies. So again, please comment and let me know if you guys have any questions. I truly enjoyed doing this, and I hope you guys have a great final semester, and good luck with all you guys encounters.